Alright, I've been guided to do a soul mission reading for myself. We have the hematite, clear crystal quartz, black tourmaline, and a geode, which I used during my meditation prior to this reading. We have the positive vibes, Nag Chapa brand incense that I used during the meditation, and the rest of it for this reading. I meditated to Meditative Mind YouTube channel 432, 528, and 639 hertz, the powerful miracle tones. And I'm currently listening to Earth Elemental Healing 432 hertz music for grounding, growth, prosperity, and strength by the YouTube channel Wave Source. Alright. I got to do the soul mission reading instead of my usual post meditation tarot spread, the Celtic cross. So I'm just gonna get into it. It's a 14 card reading, but I'll be pulling at least 3 cards for each space. Starting with the first one, which is purpose. What is your purpose here, and why did you choose this job mission in the first place? What is my purpose here? Got the Judgment, and I saw the 4 of Wands and the Fool card. Real quick, a lot of yellow. So it's basically to have a lot of positivity during this crucial time in human history. We all go through kind of these cycles in our own lifetimes of, setting out to learn something, improving oneself, improving one's life conditions, improving the life of others. Whatever it is, a combination of these things or one of these things. For some people, it's very mild and something that needs to be learned over a whole lifetime. Some people take on more challenges during a lifetime, depending on circumstances, your natural abilities, skill sets. If you want to enjoy this lifetime more, or if you want to work harder, whatever the specifics are for each individual soul in their lifetimes, not to judge, everyone's here for their own purpose. But I do see that a lot more people have been called at this time. A lot of light workers have been called to be born and alive at this time because there are a lot more people. Like there's another family in the background. I never really looked at them, but they're like, so I see there's like more people here, more people during this time of awakening. More people are going to be awakening. More people are going to be guided to connect to a higher power at this time more than there has been in the recent past. And to kind of shine your light with the 4 of Wands and the Fool cards to start this new kind of home environment, new kind of living situation. I'm getting being a better neighbor. Being a better neighbor to others and having better neighbors for yourself. Push consciousness, and all light workers are kind of aware of this. Wow, the Devil in reverse. Okay, the Devil in reverse. I didn't even notice the 6 of Swords under that. So that is, there's this huge changeover from this very negative place that humanity was. It was in the Kali Yuga, the Bronze Age. Okay, we have gold, silver, bronze, iron, the Iron Age. Sorry, the Iron Age, and so we're closing out that Kali Yuga, the Iron Age, to be brought back into the Golden Age. where we get back to this place of wanting to be a better version of ourselves, helping others achieve the same, working in harmony, kind of like utopia. And we've seen a lot of this written in, writings about Atlantis and a lot of previous ancient civilizations that seem mythical to us at this time, but it's because it was in a previous humanity's life cycle that is like, almost 12,000 years ago, which is hard to kind of really keep good recollection of in forms of writing, and it's kind of kept in form of stories that kind of get lost into fairy tales. So that is the kind of age that we are a gateway to on this planet right now for humanity. And most of the time it's just holding light, just being yourself, just being an example to others, just being kind, doing your normal good person stuff is enough to influence others in a very gentle way to push to be better people as well. So for most light workers, that's just kind of your general soul mission. If people see you doing things that you love, especially for work, maybe it'll inspire them, encourage them, motivate them, give them the strength to do the same, to pursue a job that actually helps humanity or makes them happy, or allows them to live the lifestyle they would like to live, instead of being kind of conformed into or pushed into whatever lifestyle that wasn't in for your highest best good and did not resonate with you. So there's a sense of, put the volume down, just being yourself. And Six of Swords, typically the card of traveling. I do sense that at this time, I'm doing the soul mission reading for specifically this time right now, not just for myself, but for others that are kind of on the same page. We're all kind of being pushed to do something similar now at this time. And a lot of us will be moving, either traveling, moving to a new location, moving to another location temporarily for 6 months, a year, or plus a few years, something like that, because the next couple years is going to be very crucial to set the foundation for bigger lifelong projects, generational projects that'll be left to our kids and grandkids and so on and so forth, kind of legacy status programs and institutions and structures and rules and regulations are going to be formed in our lifetimes. So the next 2 years is very crucial for light workers to kind of travel, meet with other light workers, and also get inspired, see different things, live in more natural surroundings, or surroundings that will be conducive to a good work environment, good inspiration, good motivation, a lot of good energy in that space, and to also kind of bless land wherever you land, even if there isn't good energy there because of war or deaths or murders or something malevolent that happened around that land for a very long time. You're going to be brought to these areas with a lot of other good people to kind of clear the energy, to purify that land. It probably isn't going to be very malefic energy, kind of blood-soaked land, because that's going to be harder in order to raise that energy of that land and then to put down a foundation, so it would probably be more high energy places already, like in mountains or places near the ocean, rivers, where there's a lot of natural land that was not very developed as much. So it's easier to bring more good energy into that land, and then also set up good foundation for these long-term projects that I'm talking about. Okay. So this is the purpose of a lot of light workers at this time. I'm getting, especially if you're in your, late 20s to early 70s, like this is going to be within your lifetime still. And then the Magician in reverse. Determination to reach a goal. Okay, I'm getting ancient Egyptian vibes here, just with the cat. There's a sense of like grooming and cleanliness for some reason. So a feeling of just people taking care of their own energy, and that alone being such a positive society to be in. Just people who take care of their own energy. Imagine being around other people that work just as hard to make sure that their energy is cleansed and blessed and pure, and do work that cleanses the energy of the environment around you. Imagine, even if it's just like once in a while, once a week or something like that, imagine being around other people who do the same thing. How much work can be done with others who just take care of their own energy, who do their own spiritual grooming. All right. So, motivation. What about this job pushes you to do what you do every day? What inspires you to do your best? What is your motivation here? Four Swords. It's relaxing. I feel like you're motivated because you're just so relaxed. It's kind of like rest needed. I've been feeling that a lot. Like you've probably reached a point where it's not like burnout. It's kind of like being a spiritual advisor burnout. Like constantly helping others, constantly doing the right thing, constantly living your highest and best self, looking out for yourself, but also doing so much for others around you, whether it's your blood family or the people that live around you, or your old friends and your clients, or just in general, like just always overextending your energy in order to do the best that you can. I feel like being in this environment where you're around others that are just as spiritually groomed as you and keep on top of their own things, their own spiritual work, their inner work, and as gone through as many experiences and have healed as much as you, it's going to be so relaxing that you wake up always feeling restful. You wake up always feeling like you're inspired from your dreams, or from that talk you had the day before, or from the good nutrition that you have in your body. Just always feeling like you're well rested, that you're very healthy, and just primed to use your inspiration and be creative and be intuitive and just work on things. So it's like a very good environment. It's very conducive to getting a lot of work done. And I mean, this is very highly creative and highly divine work, where you need to be very deeply connected at all times. You need to be very focused. You need to be very clean in your food, in your diet, in your environment, in what you consume. So there's a sense of just natural motivation to get things done, because all the obstacles have been cleared, and you're very much primed to do the best kind of work. Four of Wands, here we go again. Creating a new home here, and that's a huge undertaking. I mean, it's reinventing, re-innovating what life can look like, and it takes like true visionaries, the most creative people, the most intuitive people, the most out of the box thinkers to do what humanity needs to do next, which is to bring about this new way of living, which has been around for humanity, but it's been so long since we've had that, which is this kind of utopian style of living. It seems like so idealistic. And that's why has been so very few idealistic visionaries in the world. Even all of our movies are very dystopian that depicts the future, and it's because we've been manifesting this kind of jail for ourselves, right? And it's hard for people who are kind of in that cycle to think outside the box when you have been doing it since you were a child. Lightworkers have been thinking outside of the box, have been very different from normal people since they were a child, had a lot of difficult experiences early on and healed that since they were a child, because we need some people who think extremely out of the box, who are very, very unique, very, very creative, and very, very divine and intuitively connected. Those are the people that are creating the format of life for centuries to come, starting this decade. Okay, the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. They're extremely powerful cards. Okay, the Lovers card in this deck is risky commitments. And this is something that not everyone can do. Not everyone has the balls to take the kind of grand risks that these light workers do. You know, you're going to be ridiculed. You probably already have by your family, by your friends, for taking such grand risks to do something that makes less money, to do something that, you know, seems like, oh yeah, they want to make a living out of what they love to do or they feel like they're called to do. Like, what an insane person, but hey, at least there's only one in the family or something, right? Or, yeah, kindness can only get you that far, like, or they never think about money, or they never think about, like, you know, like they're always helping people and never have time to help themselves. Like they're always, you know, this is a huge kind of commitment. It is a calling, and it's very divinely led, and that's really hard when you live in a world where a huge percentage of the population is so lost and feel disconnected. So that was the job of light workers, to bring light, to subtly influence others in a positive way, to find their inner light, to find something bigger than themselves to connect to, right? But then it's people who take the biggest risks that get the biggest rewards. So we have the Ten of Pentacles here. This came up in the morning for me too. I was guided to meditate all week, and I knew as soon as I meditated that was going to be like a tipping point into this new cycle. And it wasn't a fear so much, more of like a comfortability of a little bit of strife in my life that I felt like I was holding on to because it was comfortable. I was comfortable being at the place of almost getting to the other side, almost getting to this new cycle where, you know, we finally get to live the life that I was thinking of, dreaming of, reading for many people, and it's finally here. And this is the tipping point. 10 of Pentacles, 10, completion, finally there. To now 10 reduces to the number 1, to start over new. It's here. You can't deny it. Plan for the future. So these next couple of years are going to be very crucial in setting up the foundation for light workers, to be around like-minded people, to collaborate with like-minded people, share ideas with like-minded people. You maybe have been getting a lot of advice to not talk about your dreams, share your career plans with people, and that's because starting now, you are going to be getting people coming into your life, so family and such that you'll be working with, collaborating with, living near, even having relationships with, whether romantic or friendships, that are going to be the right people to tell. Telling people that don't matter to you your dreams is a very big risk, because you're putting your energy for this manifestation out there to someone who can then manipulate the manifestation, just by, even if they didn't intend to make it like delay that manifestation to you, or put their version of what they think your manifestation is, and like kind of warp your manifestation. Even if people don't intend to do that, like they're not actually actively bad people, they might not just be spiritually strong enough to support your manifestation, support your dream, and therefore they will actively be going against those manifestations, whether they intended to or not, just because they're not spiritually strong. They're not energetically strong enough to not accidentally do it. So you can be around people who are definitely on the same page with you and can actively support your manifestations, and not, even if they have good intentions, accidentally delay that manifestation or corrupt that manifestation. Okay. Responsibilities. What is your role here, whether it's in the job description or not? What is your role here? Two of Pentacles. I keep seeing this card. So what are your responsibilities here? Ten of Swords, two tens here. The Pentacles and Swords being the last elements before manifestation. Okay, so I'm getting that right now it's like the planning phase. Right now, you're not meant to juggle a lot of things. That's the purpose of like a lot of light workers being told to travel more, or to move somewhere temporarily, move around like-minded people, to come together with like-minded people at this time, because you're not meant to have a lot of things on your plate right now. You're not meant to have a lot of distractions. You're meant to be very focused. You're meant to meditate every day. You're meant to work out every day. You're meant to go for nature walks. You're meant to collaborate with people, like-minded people every day, creative people, intuitive people, out-of-the-box thinkers, way showers, on a daily basis, or on a weekly basis, without distraction. Focusing on, especially these next 2 years, building that business, building that institution, building that narrative, building that creative project, whatever it is, to put 100% focus on that. So, because it's a lot of brain power, a lot of logical thinking, a lot of organizing things, planning things out, figuring out how things are going to go. Definitely called to not necessarily lead a simple life. Not everyone's being called to go live on a farm or homestead at this time, or in the woods or something like that. Granted, a lot of people are. Just kind of somewhere where you can not have to worry about the food you're eating, how loud your neighbors are going to be, the distractions of loud areas, the cities. Most light workers are going to be moving out of the cities into quieter areas, more underdeveloped areas. Well, a lot of light workers are going to, stop watching movies and TV altogether, or for the most part, or only watching high vibrational movies and shows, using natural products around on your body and in your body and around the home. Whether you live in a mansion or like a very simple home, you're gonna be guided to have simple furniture, only the things that you need, so you don't have to clean as much and you don't have to worry about the placement of things. It's very, very simple, so that you don't have distractions. Like you have your closet full of 21 pairs of clothes that you wear in a row in a week, like not really focusing on what you're wearing, as long as it's comfortable and makes you happy, and kind of allowing you to focus just on setting up this project is the most important thing right now, because you're probably well aware now from all these messages that are coming through that in a few years is when this grand awakening is going to happen, and we have to have our projects in place, ready to go by that time. And it's going to take at least a couple of years for most people to fully flesh out the details and to set it up in the physical. Okay, so responsibilities for all these cards keep coming up in reverse, which is my indication that this is happening now. This is happening immediately as I speak. I'm getting Page of Pentacles, dream messages. So pay attention to your dreams. I know I've been getting vivid dreams every single night, and I've been writing down, taking notes. Last night I had a dream about a killer whale, an orca, beautifully leaping out of a very shallow, muddy river alongside a cliffside that was very brown red, jumping so high out of this water that it went above the edge of the cliff, which was really high in itself, and magnificently shining in the sun during the sunset and going back into the water, which had a lot of meaning for me. Of course, I looked it up after. But yeah, for me, it was like, meditate. This is our last final message. Like, you gotta meditate. I'm like, I know. I've been getting strong messages to meditate all week, and I'm just pushing it off. So, pay attention to your dreams. You're way more connected now. The spirit realm is connecting to Lightworkers very strongly now, so you will get messages in your dreams, and you will remember them. And they are going to be very significant, so I would keep that in mind. Okay, moving on to the next one. So who or what will benefit from your services at this time? Are you meant to be of service to others, service to humanity, the environment? What are you meant to be doing at this time? I'm getting talking, communication. It's very important that you make sure that you're not gonna close yourself off to people and enter a kind of hermit mode phase. I'm gonna get specific details. Talk about what and to whom. Two of Wands. People on your path, I'm getting. So I have been getting that. I have been meeting random Lightworkers out of the blue, out of nowhere recently. And it's kind of weird because, I meet Lightworkers here and there, and I did meet a lot of Lightworkers through my work doing readings for clients, but this time you're gonna meet random Lightworkers, like-minded people that can help you on your path so much more now. So it's important to not just kind of close yourself off at this time. You are going to meet the right people. So you know how sometimes you're just kind of tired, and I know a lot of Lightworkers are feeling this way, just feeling really tired of extending your energies and helping family, friends, and clients, and whoever crosses your path that needs help, right? And you're learning to say no when you're overextending yourself, and you learned all these lessons because we're at go time, so most Lightworkers who are listening to this message already know. This is what's up. But you're gonna be meeting a lot of people. I've talked to these people before. It didn't really amount to anything, or I met a lot of people on walks and it didn't really amount to much. No, this time you will want to talk to them and it will amount to things. Almost every single person that you come across your path now will be someone somewhat significant in your life. I don't know, that was so much alliteration. Okay, Ten of Swords. Wow, 2 Ten of Swords. Their third 10 here, by the way. It's crazy. Okay. Ten of Swords in this deck is major life change. Yeah. So someone on your path may significantly change your life. I see this is a beautiful feminine goddess here, feminine divine Hindu goddess. I'm not sure which one it is. I was just checking really quick because I just watched this beautiful video about Kali, but I don't think this is Kali. But it's definitely like a divine feminine mother goddess. Just don't know which one. But yeah, a major life change. I like that. The 2 Ten of Swords here is like, no, like a grand changes the game. Not like just a huge major life change, but like in lifetimes, in terms of major lifetimes, major changes that have happened for humans since the dawn of time. This is considered one of the biggest life changes that can happen for a human. So that's the kind of feeling that I'm getting, and that's why this time period is so significant. Okay. Your projects. Your projects. So how are your projects doing? What is the environment like, and how do you feel about your work? What are your projects? Wow, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Wow. And the Justice card. Wow. With these cards facing the right, really indicates that forward moving motion. Things are very easily moving into the future, progressing very promisingly, positively. Wow. In a very fair and balanced way. Not only do I feel like you're getting a lot of good karma back in terms of money and stability and security in a lot of areas of your life, but I'm also getting this feeling of like systems have your back. And I naturally think of like governmental systems, but I'm like, how can that be? But something about like Knight of Wands, 6 of Cups. Yeah, something coming back from the past. So this could have been like someone that you helped a lot, and on a grander scale, this could be work that you've done at a job, or it could have been something your ancestors set up for you, grandparents, parents, a group of people, like I'm getting a society. Like I feel like this is something you put a lot of energy and effort into, a lot of good karma into, and it's coming back to you. Something from your past, for sure. It's interesting that there's a lot of purple flowers in these vases, which signify divinity. Purple flowers. Times of kings and queens I'm getting. It's almost kind of like, you know how they say the best leaders are those that don't actually even want to lead? You know, the best political candidates and leaders, kings and queens and emperors and empresses, the best ones are ones that don't actually want that responsibility. But will do it because they know they have the skills and abilities to do so, and they know that they can help make the best decisions for that group of people, humanity or whatnot. The people that do want that sort of power usually want to abuse it, and that's been, I mean, you can see it throughout history. So I feel like you are being kind of crowned here, kind of recognized for all that you've done privately, your inner work, your spiritual work, people that you've helped. Maybe this is someone that's coming back that like you helped and they made it big and they want to help you back, or something like that. Or you've helped them and they recognize that it's because of something you did, or your power, or your inner strength, or your inner wisdom that you've worked really hard to gain and achieve. So there's some sense of recognition along with abundance coming along, whether it's in the form of a person representing an entity, as in an institution or a group of some sort. It could be romantic, but like, you know, that's beside the point. I feel like it's more more like this is like it's so funny because I was looking at like the kind of projects that you'll be working on, but your project right now, like the thing that you're going to be doing right now, is receiving abundance and receiving recognition and receiving the rewards for all the hard work you've put in. And that might seem like weird to consider it a project, but that's very hard for a lot of light workers to do, is like to accept that you're complete, that you finished your job, you finished your project, that you're done now, that you can sit back and relax and, you know, enjoy the things that you've worked so hard for. It's a lot, really, really harder for light workers to do than, you know, easier said than done for a lot of light workers. I have 4 of Cups here. And then this deck that's emotionally withdrawn. Yeah, that's why Spirit keeps saying, like, keep talking, keep putting yourself out there, because I feel like you'll be getting a lot of attention, recognition, spotlight on you or your work or both. You might be looking a lot better, a lot healthier. A lot of people around you, your family, old friends, maybe it's like an online audience, or you know, your social media presence or whatever. You're going to be getting a lot of attention, or you're going to be noticed more, or you're going to be, you know, all these things are going to be happening, and people are going to be recognizing that you give good advice, or that you are, you know, someone people can rely on to do the right thing, or to lead in a workplace, or in a family, or in some sort of humanitarian project or something. So or even lead an office, whatever it is. Lead a group of people in their awakening, whatever it is. They recognize you for it. Like, I feel like you're getting like an award or something. Okay. So stepping stone. What, if any, was the stepping stone to your next step in your soul mission? Or your full soul mission? What was just accomplished? So, what was a major indicator that you accomplished what you needed to step into your full soul mission? This just kind of came up in the deck, the King of Cups. Wow. And the Empress. Wow, that's so funny that I was talking about king and queens and emperors and empresses. Ooh. Sorry. I'm icing everything today. My ankle, my back. You might have gotten a lot of like small aches and pains, headaches, backaches. I twisted my ankle. Just little cuts and stuff like that. You might be getting little pains and things like that all over your body, just because like a lot of light workers are doing a lot of last bit of releasing, and usually sometimes it's like stored in some part of your body, so you might be getting a lot of little pains here and there. Okay, I'm gonna get a clarifier. Okay, 8 of Wands. Okay, wow. So in this deck, the 8 of Wands is rapid movement. So I'm getting that there's rapid movement in possibly a romantic situation, but like some sort of partnership. So you might be working with someone, whether it's platonic or romantic. You're going to be working on something bigger than your relationship anyway. It's time. Full speed ahead. I feel like both of you will know and recognize when this is time, and they're most likely a light worker as well. Oh. The time on the clock in the picture here is 10:10, which is like gateway, walking through that threshold together. I had a lot of references to thresholds recently because like this meditation was like the threshold that I needed to walk through in order to enter this new cycle fully. And I feel like that whatever you do to walk through this threshold, you're going to be immediately greeted by the new world things, the new cycle things. Specifically the partner or partners that you'll be working with, just your soul family, some sort of abundance, living situation, things like that. So yeah, that was like the stepping stone. I'm kind of curious though, like is there like a specific mile marker that was completed? The World's card. Yeah, that's indication of a huge cycle completing in the past as she's looking back. Strength card. Yeah, you must have done something just recently that took a lot of strength to kind of close out the last cycle. And because they're not being very specific here, I feel like it might have been like different for different people. That was like kind of like the last non-specific thing that light workers had to kind of finish together. Something that's very individual to you. Moving, changing. yeah, something that might have to do with, I had to change out my camera. Okay, so where was I? So yeah, moving, changing things. There's something that you were clinging onto that you didn't want to change. Change something that you're familiar with. Like, for example, might be very comfortable living in a life full of strife or a little bit of strife left because you're moving on to a life, and specifically right now, a cycle where you're going to have all your needs met, be around people that help you keep focused, where you get to work on the thing that you love, but also is very helpful to humanity at this time. It's just it's a different life. It's a life better than you could have dreamt of, and that kind of change, any kind of change is freaky, but to have that kind of deep change can be unsettling. Like, are you going to be calm always? Like, did you get used to arguing with others or having others like let you down, or it's weird what you can get used to, yeah. So changing and moving, that was the last bit of change that you needed to go through. Okay, the next is physical aspects. So what are some physical aspects and details of your soul mission? What are some like projects, places, or things maybe that might be able to give you a clue of the physical things that you can expect? Okay, 9 of Wands, 4 of Cups, and I fell on the 4 of Cups. Wow. And the Emperor in reverse. Wow. Interesting. The 4 of Cups here was being emotionally withdrawn. So it's gonna feel weird because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of things happening in these next few years, and it might feel like, you might get some FOMO, fear of missing out of like all the fun stuff, seemingly fun stuff that seems like it's going on the mainland. Or it might be just kind of disheartening to see, or it might be kind of like you're bored of all the same old drama on the mainland with the structures, disappointed, or like kind of like, sticking your nose up in the air and being like, look at all these people and their drama. We knew this was going to happen. This kind of like, better than thou kind of feeling. But it's kind of like you're going to be around other people who knew that this was coming as well. So just kind of like, why not vent? Talk a little bit of trash with the people around you. There's no harm in that. Like, you're still human. Like, you can allow yourself a little bit of, knowing the scuttlebutt of the people that's still on that mainland normie vibe that will be going through these changes. So that's what's happening. A lot of physical changes, what I see from the 9 of Wands. The Emperor in reverse, like a lot of structures and things that have had hold in the physical for a very long time being flipped, and us just being here. And the skull really came out to me, so there might be a lot of people dying around this time, which is so interesting. I've done these like soul mission readings every once in a while, and it's like I become, I remember talking to someone about like, oh yeah, like there's gonna be a lot of deaths coming up soon. You know, this is a lot of people dying, or, you know, going through kind of going through it physically, right? And I said it so casually to this person, and they were just kind of shocked, and they thought that I was so insensitive for speaking about death in that way. And it was like, no, you don't get it. I'm so sensitive to this. Like, I don't like people dying, hearing about people dying, and the possibility of my loved ones dying, people I know dying, that I had to work on it actively for years to be like that, not desensitized to it, because it still like sucks, but like to see the higher perspective of it and be able to control my emotions while talking about these things, you know. So I can talk about it now, so like seemingly casually, because I put in a lot of effort in specifically my fear of death, the natural human fear of death. I didn't really always specifically had a fear of death, but like it's something I definitely worked on for a very long time during my spiritual awakening. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Possible financial loss. Yeah, I see also this kind of like disgruntledness here. I do see that I've been getting a lot of like, you know, put some money away, or, you know, prepare yourself and things like that. Not much, just a little bit, you know, put a little bit here and there away wherever you can. You know, that's why I do see a lot of people living a more simpler life. Not all light workers are dirt poor. You know, there are a lot of light workers that do have a lot of money, but it's going to be kind of, you know, it's like, why don't those light workers share with the other light workers? Like, yo, like, you got what you got, and do what you can with what you got, you know? I know I've always been able to work with whatever I have, whether I was making a lot of money or not a lot of money. Like, I just worked with whatever I had, and I was okay with that. So you're just gonna have to work with whatever you had. You're not gonna be dirt poor on the street, but you're gonna be, you know, a lot of people are gonna be working on their creative projects, which aren't gonna make money right away, or, you know, it's a risk. It's definitely a risk, and it's something that like you have to invest in completely emotionally and with your time and energy, with your life, in order to make something of it. For example, creating music or something like that. So that's why there's like a few year, at least 2 to 3 year gap period for light workers to just focus on that. Because if you get distracted by money, for example, or, you know, are you going to pay enough for your bills, like, you're not going to be able to focus on this project. So for some of you, this financial loss will be because you're going to be quitting your job or moving or focusing more on your passion projects. And for some of you, the financial loss is going to be because Spirit doesn't want you to be distracted with the pleasures of what money can give you. And some of you may be gaining money because you just need the bare minimum to get through. But a lot of people, I feel like it's like hard for me to relate, because like I have been living like the minimalistic lifestyle during my service to humanity, during this spiritual awakening period for me, while I was doing readings for others and following my guidance and doing this kind of work at the time. But because most people were working, you know, their 9 to 5s, and making significantly more money than they actually need to, like, you know, not just survive, but thrive while working on your passion projects. And so for a lot of people, it's going to feel like a loss more than a simplification of life so you can gain more, you know. Okay, signs. So what's something that you could be looking out for? Some signs. What are some signs? A lot of 555s I've been getting. If you do see 55 or 555 or some 515s, I would specifically look for what was happening around that time, because I am getting that, you know, even if you get other nervous sicknesses, like specifically when you see 555, what you were just thinking about that time, talking about, what were you just looking at that time. Yeah, I'm getting specifically what idea you were thinking about at that time. Oh, I just had one earlier. What was it about? It was somewhat similar to doing this kind of reading. I was thinking about if I should continue doing tarot or not, and if I should do it on a new channel or an older one, or just switch up the format. Funny. For me, I know I want to share this with you. I want to share this with just like a normie, but I did get that, like, when it's time for me to step up, I will know exactly what to do, and it's like a specific field or topic that I will be addressing publicly, probably through a channel, some sort of social media platform, specific group of people or specific problem or issue. It just hasn't risen up yet. This issue hasn't come to the forefront yet. So when it does, like, I'll know that's like my soul will be like, here's your time. This is the timing we're looking for. It's time to step up. So like I know, like I just kind of have to do my thing until I'm called. But not everyone's gonna be like that. So, you know, listen to your intuition when you see 555. King of Wands, yeah, you will be met with what your spiritual career is going to be. It's not always going to be in the spiritual fields. It could be using your intuition or your creative energies or your passionate interests or whatever it is. But that's your, like, you know, purpose kind of here. It will come to you. So it's coming to you right now in a lot of forms of 5. So whenever you see 55 or 555 or multiples of 5, like, pay attention, because that's a sign of what it could be. But they're obviously not going to tell you right away. They're just going to give you a hint. So, you know, because, you know, you're probably freaking out and be like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? What's the next step in my career? Or should I change careers? Or what should I do for my spiritual service to humanity, my purpose here in life? And so you're going to be getting a lot of hints, so like you're pacified but and not freaking out too much, and so you get like a hint and be like, oh my God, yeah, that makes sense, like I do think that I'll be doing something like that. And then you'll start freaking out again eventually after a week or two goes by, like, oh, what am I supposed to do then? What's the exact thing I'm supposed to do, and when and where, and what are the steps, so I can like figure it out. Like, I'm a go-getter. I know if I know what to do, what to aim for, like I know I'll figure out the steps and do them. But like that's not the point. Like, you're not supposed to know right now. So you'll get like hints and clues to be pacified and to kind of build up into like a bigger knowing of your purpose. Okay, 2 cards came out. The King of Pentacles. Wow, the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. I love this King of Pentacles card. The King of Pentacles in this deck is nature soothes. So you might get a lot of signs out in nature. I have been getting that a lot. Like a lot of like tree energy connecting to me, elemental energies, of course a lot of animal energies. Just like it's just ramped up way more than before. And not all trees energies, not all trees are like nice, you know. Sometimes they're really like, you know, old and, you know, strict and don't care for people and stuff like that. So if you find a good batch of woods, trees and stuff like that that are really friendly and that like want to connect with you, or like even like really mature, older, wiser tree energies will want to connect with you if they know you're of the light, you know, you've been doing good work, and especially if you see them a lot more often, they get used to your energies. So it's something to like look out for. And the Six of Swords, wow, this beautiful bird there. Six of Swords in this deck is travel. Yeah, so like travel, we get that a lot. Like, so there's a lot of repeating messages here, and it's because like Spirit wants to like be like, let it be known, like, yeah, you're supposed to be traveling a lot at this time, especially to a lot of nature areas. So if you want to travel to a waterfall, if you want to go camping, if you want to go for a hike, or even if you just want to go on a scenic road trip somewhere, if you want to just drive up a mountain, picnic up there, go to the river, the ocean, just quiet field, a farm, an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere. I used to do this a lot when I was spiritually awakening, less so now, but I still do it now and then. Like, I'll spend a day and like it's usually like in the moment, and I'm just like, I'll just chase the sun, or I'll chase the river or something, and just like drive along a river or drive along a rain cloud or something, and it'll just like take me to like the exact place I needed it. Like, I'll end up at like a hidden like beautiful beach or something, and I'll just spend the day there, and it's just like magnificent, and I just have like awesome experiences with like the birds there or something like that. So like, yeah, just let yourself be called, like whether you have to plan it or you don't want to plan it, whether you just got a day or afternoon or, you know, a few weeks, like definitely connect with nature. That's a pure form of divinity, like a pure way that the divine can talk to you and connect with you. Okay, receptivity. What can you do to be more receptive to your guidance, your higher selves, and your soul mission? Wow. I'm getting let yourself receive good things. Like, I feel like a lot of your wishes are coming through right now. I'm getting even some wishes that like aren't so like pure and divine. Like, for example, like maybe, I don't know, you wished for a really, I don't know, expensive thing that you don't really need or something like that, or I don't know. Like, I haven't partied for a very long time, but like every once in a while I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice to, you know, have a certain experience here or there. But I'm not gonna go look for it. If it finds me, oh, that'll be cool. You know, things like that. But a lot of good things, obviously, too. A lot of pure and divine things that like you wished for, maybe very things that you just like need, or things that you want just to make your life easier. Yeah, a lot of things coming through, manifesting in terms of that abundance. Page of Wands. Again, I feel like you're just getting a taste of things. Like, these are some of the things you wished and wanted for, maybe at the beginning of the year, or maybe when you were younger. There's a lot of manifestations coming through, and like with the recognition of a lot of hard work you put in, these might be things that you wished for at the beginning of your awakening, or you know, 5-6 years ago, 10-12 years ago, last year, something like that. And you've grown so much so rapidly that like these things that you wished for that are not coming through, you're probably like, oh yeah, like I remember when I wanted that, but I was like so much more spiritually immature back then, even if it was just like 9 months ago, even if it was just like 2 years ago, or 4, 5, 6, 10, whatever. So like your manifestations are going to increase like tenfold. And so you're just getting kind of like a taste of what it's like to be in that energy. And a lot of the manifestations that are coming through are things that you wished for a long time ago. But some things are like things that you wish for recently. I just feel like you started wishing for less things recently. Okay. Ace of Wands. Wow, yeah. Manifesting instantly and right now I'm getting. Ace of Wands in this deck is freedom from restraints. So, yeah, I feel like there might be 1 or 2, 3 big, small things that are like weird things you thought about manifesting a long time ago. But I feel like for a lot of you, especially in the past few years and much, much recently, have been wishing and manifesting freedom from things holding you back. Like, you understand your power now, and you understand like what you can do with that power, and you just don't want any distractions or any person or thing or obligation, responsibility holding you back. You don't want money holding you back. You don't want bills holding you back. You don't want family holding you back. You don't want, lack of resources holding you back and all that. So I feel like the major manifestation coming through is just that, the things that you need to free you from feeling restrained. Okay. So this spot was for, it's the 10th spot. We have 4 more to go, but it's receptivity, like what you can do to be more receptive. And so I'm getting like, yeah, from the 5 of 6 and like the Judgment card here, Judgment card and the Hierophant card popped up. So I feel like be open to receiving this abundance. That's so hard, and we said that a couple times already, for light workers to receive things, to accept help, especially for like with the Judgment and the Hierophant. Like, I feel like it's gonna be like you might be getting help. It's so weird, like help from the government. Like, I don't know why that keeps coming up, because I'm like very skeptical of help from the government, or it might not be a government, but it might be something like an entity that is like similar to a government, a society, or a group of people. Like, you might be a little skeptical or something. But it's like you've done the work, and I feel like, yeah, you've done the work. I feel like, yeah, this is such a this is the exact spot that it says something similar about the society. Like, they will prove to you with the work that they've done, and they will look to you to add you, to grab you and be like, have you be part of their group, or these are people that wants to form a group with you because they recognize your work too. So it's all kind of related. They recognize your work, your intellect, your wisdom, and you recognize theirs. So there's trust is built and formed quite quickly. Okay, so rewards. What are the potential rewards for you? What do you stand to gain from this soul mission, financially, spiritually, or otherwise? So what are some of the rewards coming in, specifics? What are some of the rewards? Queen of Wands, and we saw the King of Wands here. The King of Wands coming in here. Queen of Wands coming in here. I feel like this is more of like a coming in energy. King and Queen of Wands are very influential people with a lot of ideas, a lot of hot ideas, trendy ideas, ideas that spark inspiration, motivation in others, courage in others. And the fact that these keep coming out in pairs, I do feel like for a lot of you, this is like finding, if you're not already in a romantic partnership, finding the one that will do this kind of work with you, like a power couple kind of person that, you know, is very business minded or career oriented or whatnot. Go-getters as like yourself. And if you already are coupled up, that either you and your partner will rise to the occasion for this new cycle, these new goals, or you'll find other business partners or align yourself with the like-minded friends, soul family that you will be working with. Even if it's just like sharing ideas, sharing divine messages, your channelings, working on a small community project, like growing a community garden or something. Okay, rewards, specific rewards. So it's a person and people for most of you that is like the biggest reward. King of Swords. Okay. Keep coming up, King. And the Two of Cups. Okay. Yeah. So for a lot of you, someone that you can share ideas with, talk to on a very, very deep level, and potentially romantic or just people that you vibe with on a very, it could be one person, it could be a few, that is just like, there's no other word to describe the connection besides divine. Okay. So, career potential. What is a possible future that is coming from all this? What is the potential future that is coming from all this? Temperance. Okay. In reverse. Risk taking. For me, temperance in reverse always means risk for some reason. We mentioned like great risks, great rewards, and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So I do feel like that's a very similar. I feel like all the messages here came out twice throughout the reading, which is crazy. But yeah, taking a risk, the kind of risk that you took in your life is your life's work, and therefore your life will be rewarded in kind. So the Wheel of Fortune here, yeah, you will be very fortunate. A lot of things are going to be going your way. Fortune in a lot of areas of your life because you took the risks. It's kind of one of those things like you keep hearing about it in the spiritual community. It's like, yeah, like the work that you put into your inner growth, your self-healing, your self-mastery, like you reap the rewards for it. And a lot of people are like, yeah, if I work on my passions, like of course I'm gonna get better at it, then potentially make a career out of it, make money from it, and then you never work a day in your life because you're doing what you love. Like logically it makes sense, but then we're light workers, we're very spiritual, intuitive, creative, out of the box thinkers, we're way showers, we're visionaries. That's not where the buck stops for us. All our hard work, our inner work, actually manifests in our environment and the things that are in our life physically. So I think you're going to be blown away by kind of like the miracle aspect of this. Like, I can't believe it. I didn't know that this was actually going to happen. Like, and then actually seeing it happen. It's one of those things that kind of reinforce that there is a higher power and that this all exists. Because, like, you know, being sidelined all the time for being thought of as crazy or imaginative or just, you know, aloof, head in the sky kind of person, it's not for no reason, you know. You probably got distracted in the classroom when you're younger more than others, not because you didn't understand what was being said, or you were uninterested or bored, or, you know, you wanted to do something else, or felt like you're caged in a classroom or didn't know any better. It's because your soul and spirit could see things outside of that classroom that most people don't have a clear enough third eye to see. Two of Swords. Two of Swords is stalemate. Great. You know what? I've been getting that a lot, where it's like, it feels like the next few years might be just kind of like you're in a bubble away from society, just kind of doing your own thing. And I don't see that as such a bad thing, because it's such a great life. No distractions, just working on your project. Granted, it's going to be like, you know, a lot of hard work, but enjoyable. And you're going to will want to be in a stalemate. You kind of want to be in this kind of like, it's kind of like a honeymoon period, but for your career. You might not ever get this moment back in life where you could just be with like-minded people, have no distractions, and just enjoy every day for the next few years. You know, it's like you want to be in that, you know, heaven on earth place while you get your career off the ground, or your next project off the ground. It says stalemate, but I think it's a break for us Lightworkers in order to push forward on our long-term legacy projects. Okay. Reach. 2 more left. How big is the reach in your soul mission? How big is the reach of your soul mission? Page of Cups. I'm doing this as like currently, like what you're doing as your soul mission, your service to humanity, your self-mastery right now. Okay. And Death card. Right now, you're being asked to just kind of be kind to yourself, kind to your 2 days ago self, 2 years ago self, you know, most recent versions of yourself, most recent past versions of yourself. Be kind to them, because you've already done the healing work for your inner child, for your childhood traumas, your, you know, teenage life, your young adult life, whatever, all your previous periods of your lifetimes. But your most recent, 2 years ago you, 2 months ago you, be kind to that person, because you're cutting off even that. Like before, you might have been cutting off, releasing, healing a lot of things from a long time ago in your life, or even if it was recent, it was like, you know, maybe 4 years ago. And as you've awakened, you've kind of been keeping on top of your spiritual work as it comes up. So it's weird to even think about that, like just 2 years ago you, 2 months ago you, 2 weeks ago you is the stuff that you're going to be cutting out, letting go of, healing, and releasing. That's how close we are. That's actually an indicator that we have moved on to the next cycle. This is a crazy, crazy read. The High Priestess. These cards keep falling on the ground, and for me that's kind of like you couldn't see these options or possibilities on the table before. Like you couldn't have seen it, but they're all kind of coming up to the surface. They're all coming through now. Like, they're all being revealed to you now from the divine. So through other people, through projects, through ideas, and directly through your higher self from the divine, these things are being revealed to you one after another right now. So it's going to be kind of crazy time. The High Priestess, yeah. In this deck is spiritual advice, yeah. Did I get the High Priestess? Oh, sorry, that was High Priest. But yeah, spiritual advice, intuition, and secrets. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of things are being revealed to you on a personal level. Yeah, there's something coming up. Obviously, we all know it. We see it. We feel it on a global level of like secrets coming out. But right now, it's going to be on a personal level. So you might find out a lot of things that you are going to be surprised to learn about. Anything specific? Network of people and temporary alliance. Wow. So this is kind of interesting. So because we kept getting like network of people, group of people, and things like that. So I feel like there might be like a secret. Like there might be a group of people that have been like secretly trying to like hire you, and they've been like checking your work, and they might be like interested in hiring you. It might be a headhunter, or maybe someone that is interested in your art or your creative abilities, and they've been checking out your artwork or music or whatever, your inventions, your stories, your writing, your workouts, your abilities. So you might be surprised to find out that someone has been keeping tabs on you recently. That's an unusual. That was not what I expected. What are some other secrets? The High Priestess again. Okay, I was trying to see if it was like, ooh, you find out something from the past, or something like that. People from your past, something. It's like, no. It's like, no. High Priestess twice. Like this is like maybe a secret society or a group of people that kind of like run under the radar or something like that. Or maybe it's a smaller community that's not well known, or a group of people that want to form some sort of interest group with you. It's so weird. I keep getting groups, like groups of people, like society, network of people, alliance. Like, what is this? It's gonna be different for different people. Let me confirm that. Is it different for different people? I don't know. It could be like a waiting room for light workers. I've had a few lightworker friends tell me about this kind of like, and I've had some premonitions of this myself, of like lightworkers coming together in a specific area that's like off grid, kind of, whether it's an island or a spaceship or inner Earth or just different locations around the world or connecting online or something. How would that be possible? That's what Spirit gave me alluded to, but I'm like, light workers are going to connect with each other? Like, I do see that happening in the future, where we like form groups of light workers and we live closer together, or we keep in touch and we like go visit other light worker communities in order to like share to have meetings, to collaborate on a specific invention or idea or healing therapy, or just to visit the area, or if you know a light worker through another light worker and stuff like that. Visit land, sacred places, discoveries and stuff like that. But I thought that was going to be way in the future. It might be sooner than I thought. Okay, last but not least, soul mission. What is your soul mission and where is it taking you? So what is the soul mission right now? The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Long lasting, secure, stable work, strength, Queen of Swords, King of Swords here, Queen and King of Swords again. The Strength card is also, you know, the connection between two people and how that like kind of strength, if once you form a bond with someone that is on your level, you can accomplish three times as much as you can on your own. Three times as many projects. Not 2 times more, 3 times more. Because the energy is like their energy, your energy, and the energy that you have together. Like the adding a team member into your energies, into your life, allows you to do so much more. Allows them to do so much more. Allows both of you to do so much more. And since you're already like a very powerful soul, imagine coming together with another powerful soul. Like, what you can do is limitless. Okay. Soul mission. 10 of Cups. Are you kidding? What a fitting end to this reading. 10 of Cups in this deck. It is secure family life. So yeah, there's a sense of like a network of people that are going to feel like families. Obviously soul family, people you're going to be working with very closely. And even if you haven't found the one coming in, creating a family with that person, or joining family with that person. It's, yeah, secure family life. Just having that foundation, that support, that love, that understanding with the people around you. I mean, Lightworkers are going to rocket into space with the ideas and new therapies, healing modalities, and inventions, lifestyles, systems, entertainment, healthcare, food, home, design, art, music, culture, architecture. I mean, the things that Lightworkers are getting off the ground now. The world is going to be thanking us. The world is going to be thanking you, kissing your feet. I'm getting like that. In a more, not like in a weird way, but in a more like Jesus times way. I got to like, you know, the washing of the feet, like how that wasn't awkward to wash the feet of your guests or something. we're so used to living such a harsh life, in just the way that people that even like you and care about you treat you. We're just so used to it. Even the littlest things, they matter. And yeah, we're getting back to divine living. Pull last artwork card. All that glitters. It came out in reverse, because usually this card means all that glitter is not gold, but for me, when it came out in reverse, it's like, look at all this amount of gold coming in, all this amount of abundance coming in. And I'm just kind of curious, do a timeline on when this is for. 22. Master builder number. It's interesting. I wanted to do this reading yesterday, which was the 22nd. And I was like thinking if I should post it on my older channels, if I should start a new channel, because I kind of wanted to keep doing readings like this. Yeah, it's now until July 22nd. I forget if it's July 21st or 22nd, but it's like, that's the Galactic New Year. So it's like first day of the new galactic year. And I'm getting 2022 until 2025. That's on point. Like a video popped up in my newsfeed today. It was Braca Goldstein's reading, and she was mentioning something about the current years, like she 2002, 2023 into like 2025. Something is like changing. It's like changing from earth and water to fire and air. I haven't watched the reading yet, but I don't usually watch other people's energy readings because I get my own divine forecast straight from source. But yeah, that's the general timeline that I was thinking. That's so funny. Gave me the years. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Hope it resonated. If anything like really stuck out to you, just email me a few lines. I'd love to hear from you. And I wish you so much love and light.